Hello guys, I'm Will, and today I will be installing some magnetic paddle shifters for my M4. Also, I would like to say that this is my first time doing this installation, so stay tuned and let's see if I mess something up. Alright, first let's see what's inside of the box. Here we can see all of the compatible BMWs. So if you're wondering where I got these, I actually got this from AliExpress. Also, I'd like to point out that I don't have the additional pair of smaller paddle shifters, but I don't really mind because these are actually perfect. And so here's a sound test of these paddle shifters. They sound actually really good. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is to disconnect the negative terminal. Alright, so you're gonna use a 10mm socket to disconnect the battery. I like to point out that you do not need to remove the nuts completely. You can just loosen it a little bit and then this terminal will come off very easily. Alright, so now that you've taken off the battery connection, you can now proceed to remove the airbag on the steering wheel. The process is quite straightforward. There is two indentation here and on the other side that you will need to pierce and use a flathead screwdriver to push it in and push on the spring, which would push the airbag out. Alright, so since I can't find a smaller flathead screwdriver, I'll be trying to remove the airbag with this Allen screw. First, we need to poke a hole here. Alright, so you guys can see that we can actually put this in, and you guys should feel a spring. Then just push on the spring. You guys need to feel the spring and then push. Then here we can see that the airbag is actually popped from this side. So we can go on the other side and do the same process. Alright, now that the airbag is out, you guys need to be careful while removing the plug. So here you guys can see the plug is here. You guys need to push this down with a flathead screwdriver and then pull on the plug. So now I'm gonna put down my camera and do it with both of my hands. Alright, now the plug is out. You can put the airbag aside. Alright, so one of the mistakes that I made is that I used a bigger flathead screwdriver. I would recommend you guys to use a smaller one so that you guys can have an easier time removing the plug. Alright, now we're in the step of removing the paddle shifters, the OEM paddle shifters. It's quite straightforward, but you guys might want to take a picture of how it is set up here and here so that you guys can put it back to its original place. Alright, first we're gonna start by removing the blue connection here. So we're just gonna slightly pull it out. So if you guys have any problem with this, just use something like this and then you can just pull it out very easily. Alright, so now we're gonna unscrew this one.
Basically, you would need a T20 screwdriver to unscrew it.
So when you're unscrewing this screw here, you want to hold this paddle shifter in so that it doesn't wiggle around. Alright, now the screw is out, you're gonna gently remove the blue connector. Just gently remove it, just like this. Alright, so this is the original BMW paddle shifters, which as you can see is not clicky. It sounds horrible. And here is the one that we're going to be installing today. Very clicky, sounds awesome. Alright, so now we're going to put this plug in just like this. And then you want to screw it back. So for my paddle shifter, I'll actually be using the screw that it has been provided by the product. And I'll be using the Allen key that they also provided to screw it back in. Alright, so now I'm just screwing back the aftermarket paddle shifters just like this. Turn. Now you just want your screw to be hand tight. Don't over tighten it or it might break the thread. So now the next step is to plug back the aftermarket plug. Alright, now the plug is back in. You just want to slide it back just like this so that it's like the original one. Alright, so now for the right side, which we have to pull this again. just like this. And then my trick is to use this plier, and you would want to pull on this. Just like this, you would want to hold this and then pull here. Here we go, the plug is unplugged very easily. So now we're gonna unscrew this black T20 to remove the original right paddle shifters. So now you want to remove this wire gently without putting too much force. Here like this. And then you pull gently like this. Now it's out. Here is the right paddle shifter OEM. Sounds very basic. And here is the one that we're gonna be replacing it with. Wait, my camera is not focusing. Alright, so here is the right paddle shifters. The aftermarket one with carbon fiber. Alright guys, so now both of the paddle shifters are installed. Here, tutorial, look, feels good. Now all I have to do is to reconnect this plug and then tuck it back in, and then I can reconnect the airbags. Alright, so now that the airbag is plugged in but not fully pushed in, I will now reconnect the battery and check if the paddle shifter works as intended. Alright, so here you guys can see that the paddle shifters are working. This installation is basically the same for any other BMWs. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you guys found this video interesting, please leave a like and comment down below.
Here's a quick road test.